Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, very good. We have from Zhang Yan here, find the problem and try to solve it. Okay, very good. Okay, because you know why? Because in research, the thing that we are concerned with is the problem statement, you know, and most students have difficulty. Their first hurdle is to find what is the problem. So that's the most problematic one. Yeah. So because our research start from the problem, we try to solve the problem. So what been written by Zheng Yan is actually very relevant. Okay. Thank you very much, Zhang Yan. And then we have another one from Jason. Okay, research and investigation for a constructive resolution. Yeah, that's right. Because at the end of our thesis, we're gonna have recommendation, and hopefully, all the point, all the suggestion, all the recommendations by us will be considered by the stakeholders. Like the government who decide the policy on the country, the teachers, the lecturers, the owners of the educational institution and so on. Yeah. All right. Okay. I use can you use some research method to solve the problem you want to solve? So that's right. Okay. So we're gonna cover this as well, methodology. All right. So you're gonna write chapter 1. You're gonna write chapter 2. You're gonna write chapter 3. All right. So which chapter is the methodology one? Anyone know which chapter? Chapter number 3. Yeah. For most thesis, chapter number 3. It could be some slight variation for some students because they have extra chapter, but normally chapter 3. All right. Okay, Jason, vaccine for COVID-19. Yes, that's a form of research as well. And then we have from Jiang Jiru. Is that right? Oh yeah. So a bit too small. So hopefully I could read, the writing. Okay. So Jiang Jiru says first is to raise a question. Yeah, that's right. So you have objective. You have research questions in chapter 1. Yeah. So chapter 1, you're going to start with introduction and then research background. And then after that, you're going to have a research problem or problem statement. And after that, you're going to have your research objective. Yeah. And then you put a research objective into question form, and it becomes research questions. Yeah. And then number 2, collect and analyze data. Okay, that's right. But that's for chapter 3. Okay. So what is in the middle one? Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is, okay, I think nobody has mentioned this in the chat. Chapter 2 is the research and is the literature review. Yeah. So you need to enrich yourself in terms of knowledge, before you could embark on your research. What have been done by previous researchers? All right. So normally what I do is to create some table to summarize research done by other people before. So I strongly suggest to you to do that as well. So you could use, the technology. Now we have cloud, you have Google Drive, you have even in Woof, Tencent, or in what's the other one? Yeah, other platform as well. You could save in the cloud, everything that you have summarized for your research. Yeah. So I normally use mind map, online mind map. So whenever I read a research article and it is, yes, very interesting, and you need to copy the URL and then put in the note in the mind map, so you could make reference later, and you could also summarize that as well. And the other thing is you can use table So you could utilize, for example, Word, Google Doc, or any online word processing software, yeah, in order to record your ideas. All right. Okay. Because PhD is such a big thing, you need to think about the idea. It's not touch and go kind of thing. So you need to think thoroughly. Try to expand what you have been thinking about. All right. But first you need to decide, your research questions. Yeah. You cannot just do everything. You must have some focus. So focus in the form of research objective, research questions. All right. And for chapter 3, you need to decide what sort of design. So we're going to cover the design, the knowledge about research design later in the afternoon. Yeah. So big things that you need to decide whether your research is going to be qualitative. All right. So I'm teaching qualitative at the moment, or quantitative, or mixed methods. Okay. 3 main categories. Yeah. For the quantity, you could identify the design, type of design, whether it is correlational, experimental, yeah, non-experimental, and so on. For the quality, you need to decide your research is going to be case study, or ethnography, or phenomenology. There are some other design as well. Okay. All right. Okay. And for example, if you haven't decided your methodology yet, you need to work on chapter 1 and chapter 2. Yeah. So this is my recommendation to you. Yeah. So some of you might already have your supervisor, but some of you, I think not many, who haven't got any supervisor. Anyone hasn't got supervisor? Can you raise your hands? Okay, so that means everyone has already have your supervisor. All right. So you need to work on. Okay. So although before you could wait for the decision, which topic you're gonna do, because that has to be agreed by your supervisor. You need to work on chapter 1 and chapter 2. Yeah, especially chapter 2, the literature review. All right. Okay. So and after that, you could focus on the one you are writing about, the topic you are writing about. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna start my slide. You could turn off your camera after this. Okay. So just give me a few seconds to prepare my slide.